Hi, Marquardt hier. Heute stelle ich Anja ein paar sehr interessante Fragen, damit du einfach diese Mann-Frau-Dynamik besser verstehst. Es werden einige kritische Fragen da sein für Frauen. Es werden ein paar Fragen dabei sein, wo sie sich vielleicht ein bisschen schämt. Aber damit du einfach diese weibliche Psyche ein bisschen besser verstehst. Do you want to say hi?
Hello, guten Tag.
Guten Tag, exactly.
Guten Tag.
And we're obviously gonna switch to English because Anja doesn't speak German. And in the beginning, I wanted to mention something. It's quite important that you're gonna be honest. You know,
Yes.
because that's important, right? To be honest, be a truth teller. Is something. Are you using ChatGPT?
Yes.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is my psychologist.
Psychologist.
Psychotherapist.
Psychotherapist. That's interesting. And I figured out for ChatGPT it gives you different answers depending on how much you press for the truth. So if you really say, no, tell me the truth, be 100% truthful,
Okay.
then it gives you slightly different answers.
Okay.
Because I
This
think
I never tried.
it does, because in certain topics, it's almost like lying a little bit to you. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So today,
Okay.
it's true. So
That's changing everything now.
So
No.
yeah, it's true. So today we're gonna be very truthful. Und die versauersten Fragen kommen zum Schluss. Deswegen bleib auf jeden Fall bis zum Ende dran. Okay, first question. Do you find it attractive when a man just makes decision without asking you first?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I like, because many times I don't wanna make decision, or I don't even think what should I choose, and I leave it to men to decide. So definitely, yeah.
Do you like it because you don't have to think about it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like shows up that man cared about this, and
Decisiveness.
he is decisiveness.
Oh.
In English, yes, sorry, I don't know the word, but exactly.
It's good. Would you ever cheat if you knew your partner would never find out?
No, but this is just like my personal character. It's like I could never look into eyes
Mhm.
to this person, so
You would feel ashamed?
a lot and guilty and everything. So I cannot imagine doing this. Like
Mm.
I'm not this type of girl which she could live with this. So definitely not. But and if you wanna do it, it's something wrong in your relationship. Then
Yeah.
I think.
I think I once asked ChatGPT why people cheat, and I think if you really press for it, it says most likely almost everybody's gonna cheat given the right circumstances, and circumstances are very different. But
True.
would you rather never date a rich man again or never date an attractive man again? It's a tough question, I think.
A tough question. It's
It depends on how ugly the guy is or how much money he has, maybe.
true. I mean, if the guy is attractive and doesn't have much money, I look.
It's more like
If I forgot.
it's more like for short term then maybe, or
No, I look if he has ambitious and he can maybe he's doing something to get more money.
you mean
Oh.
he's young and he's not.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you like the potential, basically.
Yeah, I like it. And rich man, I mean, it's a lot of safety as well. So
It's a lot of what?
a rich man, I mean, it's a lot of safety.
Safety. Yeah.
It's safety. So, I think for me, it's more important. It's safety.
Mhm.
Because
I think long term, many girls would probably agree. Would you rather have sex without emotion or a relationship without sex?
would you rather have sex without a relationship without sex? That's also a hard question, because if I'm in relationship and it's this connection and chemistry and all the connection, then I want to have more sex.
Yeah.
So it works like wait, let me read again the question. Sex without emotion. So sex without emotion completely doesn't turn me on. So
I think it's
So
harder.
it's hard to answer.
I think
because-
it's harder for women to have sex without emotions, basically.
without emotions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like
You can have it, but I think it's harder for women than for men.
much harder. I think it's like men can have sex wherever. She loves her. She doesn't love. She hates her.
Men can
Sorry,
have sex with everything.
Again. And let's repeat because I said she. I mean he can have sex if he loves her, hates her, whatever. And with women doesn't work like that. So hard question because as I said, in relationship I wanna have even more this sex because gives me more pleasure because of connection.
Guys can also fuck everything, you know. I think I'm not kidding you. I've recently seen a video. It was like some older Pakistani man, I think, and he was literally fucking like the excess of a car, you know. And you're like, what the fuck? And he was like 50 years old, maybe. Like strange people. But yeah, would you go home with a guy on the first date?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there is a good energy and chemistry, then yes.
And also, going home doesn't mean necessarily having sex, right? But often implies.
Often it means this one because why we should go home now. But yes, I rather grew up from this thing that I cannot have sex on first day, but also depend on the man because I think if the man has too many girls in his life, too many choices, going with him on first date for sex doesn't give him
what he wants.
Challenge.
Too fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So then I would be just another girl in his bed and it would be so easy. So then I prefer to wait.
It's a bit tough for girls, right? On the one hand, you want to have a guy who is talking in the right way to you, which usually only is doing a guy who has experience.
Mm-hmm.
But then also you don't want to be objectified by the guy. And that's like, I think, a tough balance for girls to manage. Yeah. Do you like dirty talk in bed? And if yes, what kind of dirty talk? And here I have to mention, I have a young client and I think he recently had 5 dates in 1 week.
Also ich hatte gerade das 5. Date in einer Woche und irgendwie fällt das Ganze leichter, also auch wenn ich mit anderen Leuten oder anderen Frauen rede.
5 dates in 1 week, okay. Very busy calendar.
Very good for him. But he recently texted me something that a girl wanted him to be like very like aggressive and talking quite rough to her, and he had like a little bit of problems with that. But I think that's how it is for many people, especially in the beginning if you don't have so much experience.
Yes, but I also like.
I think many people do.
I like when it's more like vulgar talk in bed. Yeah.
Would you respect a man who constantly asks you what you want during the date? Say, for example, he asks, where should we go? Or what kind of food do you want to eat? Or where do you want to go next? Or something like that.
Okay, I know what you mean. And usually guys, they do it because they want girl to feel comfortable and they want her to be happy of the date.
Yeah.
So they asking. But maybe if it's too much asking all the time, I prefer him to decide already. So if it's too much of it, then it's not the best, right?
I think many guys, especially the nice guys, I think they wanna make it right for the girl.
Yes.
And that's why they always ask her, "Oh, do you want to go there for holiday? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that?" And the girl is like, "Well, what do you want to do?" You know, it's like they almost don't have an agency anymore because they're maybe a little bit lazy. But also, I think because they want to be nice to the girl.
Exactly, they want to be nice. Yeah, but at some point, I like when he see that I cannot decide.
Yeah, it's
he
like,
make decisions.
Yeah,
He's like, okay, so I'm gonna make the decision.
It's probably maybe the most unsexy sentence you can say is a guy's, "Oh, do you want to have sex?" You know, that's not romantic. I think like show me that you want it. I think.
True.
Right. Yeah.
Agree.
Would you agree that on a fundamental level, women are attracted to power? I think because power provides security, and that's, I think, to a certain degree, ultimately what women want.
Yes, yeah. I'm attracted to power. Yeah, definitely.
Easy. What makes you subconsciously horny on a date? For example, is it like when a guy touches you a certain way? Do you have like any weak spots? I think some girls say obviously they like it if a guy is kissing them on the neck or something. But this actually reminds me of something. I recently was with a girl on a date, and then in the restaurant she told me she doesn't kiss on the first date.
Oh, so she had like these rules that...
That's what she told me apparently, but she at the same time she was very close to me, right? So I'm like, and then later on the date we were sitting on the couch, and then I started like kissing her neck, and it's like very specifically, but I think then she was like,
fuck rules. Let's go with the flow.
Maybe it was more like a test that she taught me.
Okay, sure, could be. But what makes me horny on a date? Touch, yes, but also the chemistry and the eye contact.
Yeah. Would you say all kind of touching, or is there a way you like to be touched?
Well, you know, if we are in the restaurant and in public place, it's not like... Yeah. So it's some like gentle, unexpected touch. Unexpected, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Have you ever tried to make one of your boyfriends a little bit jealous, just to test or see how he's reacting?
Maybe I made this even, you know, not 100% aware, like aware.
Yeah, that's...
I think that's... Could happen, but...
I think one girl...
Happen.
Could or did. So probably you did it, but like not fully aware.
Maybe I did it, but not fully aware, exactly.
Yeah, I think recently a girl told me that she does this, but like in a very proactive way. Like, I'm not sure exactly what the situation was, but she just talked something about her ex-boyfriend to her current boyfriend, which is a bit... I mean, I think some guys maybe do that too. But and people are very different jealousy, right? So some
exactly.
Some people can jealous very fast with very small things, and then other people are just not jealous at all.
Yes, maybe sometimes someone is not jealous at all, and then you wanna try something to make him jealous. And
you wanna provoke him a little bit and see how.
Exactly, if he's not jealous at all, for example.
Okay, interesting.
Maybe like that.
Interesting. This is just a question besides, do you like it if a guy is a little bit jealous at least?
A little bit, yes.
But not too much.
But definitely not too much. Just like, you know, some...
Not, I'm gonna kill you jealous.
Exactly. But some little something that shows that he cares, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
Not more than that.
Okay, fair. How do you usually test men? And I think women test men on many different levels.
But this also happens subconsciously, I would say.
I think, to be honest, I think most of our lives happens subconsciously, really. That's true, I think, but most people are not aware of that. But I think eye contact is a very big test. And then obviously the frame in general, which is a bit hard to describe. And I think not many people understand what a frame is. Have you ever faked interest in a man just to get something specific from it?
Oh, fake interest? Maybe yes, but I'm rather too emotional to like be someone only because of interest. But if it was like some small things that I wanted from the guy, then maybe I a little bit used my charm, I would say. So then maybe yes.
Do you have any men that you keep in your orbit, even though you're not really attracted to them?
So I think there are some men who are like really pushing and texting, and sometimes I reply back. I think it's also just I want to be kind, not to ignore that much. Yeah. But I'm maybe replying because I'm thinking like, oh, maybe someday, maybe we're gonna meet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, as I said, like keeping this, but not doing much into me. But I'm like, oh, maybe I'm gonna change my mind or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
I think some men often confuse kindness from women with attraction, but I think men are essentially from their evolutionary program that they somehow, and some guys do that more, some guys do that less, but yeah, obviously only being kind doesn't get you the girl, right? Okay, last question. What makes you flake? And flaking is basically not texting back, ghosting, not showing up on a date, or maybe meeting him for a couple of times and then just not meeting him anymore.
Yeah. I think I had date but it was just like no connection, no chemistry, and the guy really didn't take care about me enough. Like I would expect that he take care about my return, and for example, order taxi for me, and he just brought me to the tram.
Yeah.
And would be fine because maybe he wasn't interested, so he didn't want. He didn't want to invest, but the next days he texted that he wants to meet me again. So this.
Okay.
So then I said that I'm not interested.
Okay.
So
Also depends a bit on the girl, right? Because
depends. As I said, I'm only talking about my point of view. So.
Yeah.
So it's this, and then I don't remember. I need to date more.
Ja.
Then I will able to answer your
Okay, that's fine. Ich hoffe, du hast jetzt einfach ein bisschen besseres Verständnis dafür, was sich eigentlich so im Kopf von einer Frau anspielt. Ich fand auf jeden Fall ein paar Antworten sehr interessant und als jemand, der sehr viel Erfahrung hat, konnte ich natürlich die eine oder andere Antwort ein bisschen vorweg wahrscheinlich erwarten, um es mal so zu sagen. Aber gerade wenn du vielleicht noch nicht so viel Erfahrung hattest oder wenn du noch nicht so viele richtig extrem gute Frauen hattest, dann bin ich mir ziemlich sicher, dass du dir auf jeden Fall einiges mitnehmen konntest. Wenn du auch so tolle Frauen kennenlernen möchtest, dann bewirb dich gerne auf meiner Website auf ein Coaching. Und wenn du geeignet bist, freue ich mich, mit dir zu arbeiten. Ich kann auf jeden Fall sagen, dass sehr viele von meinen Klienten extrem gut vorwärts kommen. Ich hatte erst neulich einen Klient, der ist 37, hat eine Nummer von einer 18-Jährigen bekommen. Dann ein anderer, der das Coaching im März genommen hat, hatte jetzt schon 8 Frauen im Bett. Da freue ich mich auf jeden Fall sehr drüber. Wenn du dazu zählen möchtest, bewirb dich. Wenn du geeignet bist, freue ich mich, mit dir zu arbeiten. Und nach dem Coaching als Bonus werde ich dich auch noch mit anderen Männern, die in deiner Nähe wohnen, connecten, sodass du auch einfach mit anderen Leuten rausgehen kannst und Frauen nicht alleine ansprechen musst. Bis zum nächsten Video. Mach's gut. Ciao.
Bye.
Ja, hi, ich bin Marc. Für mich war es eine sehr spannende Erfahrung, nach dem Motto von Profis lernen. Man kann immer dazu lernen, Neugierde, sich zu erweitern, sich zu entwickeln, haben mein Leben schon immer bereichert. Und von daher, ich fand das sehr spannend, sich mal auf so eine Reise zu machen in einem Bereich, wo man eigentlich nie gedacht hat, dass man da noch was dazulernen müsste, sollte, könnte. Ich wurde vom Marquardt aber eines Besseren belehrt. Also ich fand das sehr, sehr spannend. Ich fand zum einen mal jemanden zu haben, der einen so für die eine oder andere Hürde, Schwachstelle so ein bisschen hinwegschubst, sehr, sehr hilfreich. Und zum anderen auch so ein bisschen die theoretischen Hintergründe in so dem klassischen Rollenverteilen von Mann, Frau, wie so die Interaktionen so normalerweise ablaufen, Dinge, mit denen ich mich jetzt so nicht wirklich beschäftigt habe, waren für mich eine große Bereicherung. Und ich habe gemerkt, wie das eine oder andere mir auch gar nicht so leicht gefallen ist, dann umzusetzen. Das hat der Marquardt sofort ausgenutzt und mich dann immer wieder ins Feuer reingestellt, aus dem ich mich dann wieder so ein bisschen herausarbeiten musste. Und das ist schon echt eine Erfahrung und ich finde eine Bereicherung. Mir hat es viel gebracht, meine Schwachstellen, meine Schwächen, so auch ein bisschen mit meinen Ängsten umzugehen, sich mit denen zu konfrontieren, sich damit zu beschäftigen. Nicht alles habe ich im Moment umsetzen können, so wie ich mir das vielleicht gewünscht hätte, weil ich ja eigentlich ein selbstbewusster Mensch bin und dachte, na, das ist doch einfach, und habe festgestellt, so einfach ist es dann gar nicht. Aber mit den entsprechenden Instrumenten, die mir der Marquardt an die Hand gegeben hat, fand ich das eine große Hilfe. Das natürlich das eine oder andere noch, dass man das noch üben muss und weiter umsetzen muss, um sich damit auch gut zu fühlen und das so ein bisschen als eine gewisse Selbstverständlichkeit zu betrachten. Da werde ich noch ein bisschen dran arbeiten müssen, aber ich freue mich eigentlich auf diese Arbeit Und ich sehe, dass das eigentlich was sehr Selbstverständliches sein sollte, sein müsste. Und das war es für mich in der Vergangenheit nicht. Und von daher, ja, für mich war es ein sehr anstrengendes Wochenende, aber auch ein sehr bereicherndes Wochenende. Ich kann es nur empfehlen, macht das. Ich glaube, je jünger man damit anfängt, wenn ich das gewusst hätte, schon vor vielen Jahren machen können sollen. Man kann die Zeit nicht zurückdrehen, also je früher man damit anfängt, ich denke, umso leichter tut man sich. Aber man ist nie zu alt, um sich weiterzuentwickeln, solange man noch ein bisschen Neugierde hat und das Gefühl hat, man kann sich noch weiter bereichern, sollte man das machen.